Hey guys, it's me again. Um, this is kind of going to be a long video because I'm going to explain what happened to me on my trip, but it's about the attack slash profiling that occurred, and I just want to tell you guys about it because maybe if I tell you guys about it, it'll help keep somebody safe. I know that most people think, oh, I'll act better in the situation, it won't happen to me, but it can literally happen to anyone, so I'm going to tell you my story, and yeah, if you have similar stories or there's something that makes you uncomfortable, you can totally share it with me. I'll do my best to help. Alright, so I told you in my last vlog that I had moved hotels back to the old hotel. Um, while I really like that hotel, it is located near a ghetto, and people from the ghetto do tend to wander in there. So that's something I didn't really know. Um, so basically, here's what happened. Steven had dropped me at the hotel room. It was around 1:30 or 2. We watched a little bit of a movie, and then eventually he left. Of course, I locked both the deadbolt and the regular lock in my hotel room, and I proceeded to get on DeviantArt. Um, DeviantArt was having like a bug fix thing, so of course my inbox didn't work properly, and I was thinking, I could try to fix it. Like, I was going through all the bug fixes I could come up with trying to fix it. I hear a knock at my door, and it's only been like maybe 15 minutes to a half an hour since Steven has left, so not very long at all. I think, oh, it's probably just him, he forgot something or something, so I go to the door and try to look out the peephole. Well, I'm too short, I can't see out the peephole, so I go and sit back down, nervous, because I'm not sure if it's Steven or if it's somebody else. Then a guy comes to my window, yelling that he's, not rudely or meanly, but saying he's hotel staff, and that somebody flushed a cup down one of the toilets, and they're checking all the toilets to see how the water pressure is. Well, my room is the first room, so even though it was late at night, I thought, well, maybe if they check the first room, they can get a good idea of how the rest of the rooms are going to be. So, even though I was very cautious and very scared, I decided to let him in. I did look at him, and I knew that I could take him if I had to. I know that sounds silly. If he had a weapon, I would have been done, but he was very small. I'm actually martial arts trained, so I know how to disable a person to get away. Um, so I was prepared when I opened the door, but I was very, very worried. And, I felt like that was definitely a mistake in judgment, but I did it anyway. I'm not perfect. He kept insisting that he was staff and kept trying to show me his ID, or find an ID to show me. He ended up showing me over the course of the entire time his medical marijuana card and a very broken up Florida either license or ID. Only about half of it was left. It was black. You could barely tell what it was. Um, when he came in, he did go straight to the toilet and flush it and check. Said that the pressure was bad. I checked it later. The pressure was fine. The sink pressure was awful, though. But I had never used the sink previously, so I didn't know if that was normal. Um, so I proceed to get back on DeviantArt and check my deviations and try to get the system to work properly. Suddenly, he's very interested in what I'm looking at. What are you looking at? What are you doing? I was like, I'm looking at pictures online. Then he reads what it was. It was a birthday present from somebody to somebody. And he's like, oh, is it your birthday? I'm like, no, it's a friend's birthday, because these are people I'm watching. I'm not going to sit there and explain the process to him, so they were just a friend. Um, he just was very interested in knowing what I was doing online, which, was really none of his business. Um, he also asked me, and I don't remember if these were in the exact right order, so he asked me where I'm from. He says he's from Alabama. I let him know I'm from Pennsylvania. He seems to promptly forget, though. He was very drunk, and kept going on about how the owner shouldn't have called him in right now. He was drunk. He even told the owner he was drunk, blah, blah, blah. Um, silly stuff like that. Um, he kept saying not to worry about him. He's gay. He likes to screw big dudes, blah, blah, blah. Made me feel very uncomfortable. He said it was silly for me to open my door at night, but I'm cool as hell, blah, blah. Just things that drunk guys tend to repeat. Um, He asked what I was here for. I said I was here to see my son. You know, he inquired about if I was together with the guy anymore, and I said no. He asked why I divorced him, and I was like, he divorced me. He proceeded, of course, then go on and off about how cute I am and stuff. I'm just like thinking in my head, if you're gay, you really shouldn't be caring what I look like. So, you know, he repeated a lot of that over and over again. Um, Originally, when he came into the room, he'd asked if I was up late because I was doing drugs, and I'm like, I don't do drugs. So I was. It seemed like he was trying to find like some kind of weakness, some kind of something. Um, he asked how long I was gonna be there. Was I only gonna be there tonight, or was I gonna be there? You know, how long was I gonna be there? I was very vague. I said a few days. I'm kind of glad I did, because if he'd only thought that I was there for a night, maybe he'd try to do something. So I'm glad I didn't really give him a time. Um, he just kept asking super personal questions about my life. Then when he asked about my car, do I have a car here? And I was like, no, I flew here. I don't have a car. Then he like, I don't know if it was a joke or not, but he like talked about stealing out of this one person's car. And then like, I'm sorry, I can't remember a whole lot. It gets foggier and foggier, because so much of it happened at once. But there were a lot of personal questions, a lot of probing questions. And then he proceeded to say that he asked for money, for $1.50, and I was like, no, I don't have it. I wasn't gonna reach for my bag and show him which one my money is, and I don't really carry cash, because you open your bag and like that money falls out and you don't know it, you've lost it. With a card, you know, you have your money, and if somebody accidentally takes it, you can tell or purposefully takes it, you can like tell the bank and they can refund it and, you know, cancel the card and stuff. So I don't tend to carry cash unless I absolutely need to. Um, Eventually he um, locked the door behind him, and of course I locked the deadbolt and made sure everything was secure and shut. I sat on my bed for a few minutes and collected myself, and then just began to cry. I tried to call and text Steven, got no answer, so eventually I had to get on WoW, and he was, thank God, on Hearthstone, so I could message him. Um, he didn't quite get the gravity of what was going on at first, but eventually he did show up. Um, so here's the creepy kicker. Remember how I told you guys in the previous vlog about the outline I saw when I came out of the shower? The fingerprints from the outline matched the ones he had put on the window when he was trying to get my attention. So he had been trying to check me out and trying to get to talk to me and do whatever for the past couple days. Also, the manager confirmed that they had never told anybody to come check the water pressure in the middle of the night, and that they would not do that, which, you know, should be common sense, but in the case of an emergency, you never know. Basically, what I'm saying to you guys is, even if it's a hotel staff, do not open your door to anyone in the middle of the night. Don't open your door to anybody if you don't trust them. Especially like if you're traveling alone, just don't open your door to anybody. If you don't let the hotel staff in the middle of the night, I think they're gonna understand. You know, you can. It's easier to make apologies the next day than to make a decision you're gonna regret. Yeah, I was lucky. Um, that he couldn't overpower me. That he was drunk. He could have raped me. He could have mugged me. He could have killed me. He could have done all three. I was extremely lucky. But it's clear that he was profiling from like everything I told everybody in detail, which was way more than what I'm telling you guys because I've already forgotten a lot of the information. Everybody I've told has said that he was definitely profiling and was intending to come back. I left the hotel immediately, took all of my stuff, and stayed with them at their house for the remaining couple of days. But it was a very scary experience. It might not sound like much because nothing actually happened to me, but it scared me and it gave me a wake-up call to be more safe. Because I'm a pretty paranoid and safe person. I try to make sure that everything works out for myself, that you have all my bases covered, but everybody can make a mistake. And some mistakes you can't take back once they happen, so I just hope you guys be safe if you're traveling alone. Even if you're not traveling alone, just just be safe, because you never know what can happen, and you never know if some guy tries to find you in the middle of the night and you're not as lucky as I was. So yeah, it was a creepy experience for me, and I was lucky to come out of it unharmed, but who knows what would have happened if I stayed the next couple of days. And it's going to make me very cautious on what hotel to choose from here on in. It can happen at any hotel. I mean, I've heard stories about things happening at 5-star hotels. So, it can really happen anywhere, but the best you can do is try to minimize that and make sure that nothing bad happens to you. So, yeah. I just wanted to share my story, and if you have any questions or need any help with anything, just let me know. Um, Stay safe, guys, and I hope that you all have a good day. I love you very, very much. Bye-bye.